You're listening to Power Talk, Berkeley Electric Cooperative's official broadcast about the cooperative, our communities, and ways to use energy wisely. And now, let's join our hosts for today's episode. Good morning and welcome to Power Talk. This is Mike Ponce, the Communications and Media Specialist here at Berkeley Electric Cooperative, joined as always by Miss Libby Roig, the Director of Marketing and Communications.
Good morning, Micah.
Good morning. And actually, we got three hosts up in the house today.
Yeah.
We've got our OG host for Power Talk.
I like that.
Mr. Terry Bass from Kirkman Marketing and Broadcasting.
Yes.
It's an honor to have you back in the studio, sir.
It is awesome to be here and recognized as an OG host because I was going to bring it up, but you did. Awesome.
Great minds. We think alike.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Special crossover event.
Hey, so
There it is.
yeah, we're special.
You know, it's like one of the Law and Order episodes, you know, where it's like SVU meets, I don't know.
I don't have that. I should have had that.
Or like Chicago Fire and Police, the crossover event.
Yeah.
This is the crossover event.
It is.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, if you're not familiar with the man on the other side of the microphone right now, you are not a longtime listener of Power Talk.
Yeah.
Mr. Bass, you are no stranger. It's been a minute since you've been on the show, though, so please remind our listeners who might not be familiar with you a little bit about your background and how you ended up with us today.
Now, I must say, much respect, because I do hear my name from time to time. And, you know, I could be passing through, and sometimes there's laughter associated. So I think it's good, but I've heard my name. You keep me alive, so that's a good thing. But for those who don't know me, I'm Terry Bass, longtime radio broadcaster here in the Charleston area for the most part. A little bit of time in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
But as they say, you know about the Kumyas and the Binyas. I'm a Binya, but I did spend some time other places, military brat, but been back home so long, I'm definitely all the way Kumya. All the way. Oh, excuse me, all the way Binya. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't mess it up. But, you know, Stall High School, University of South Carolina.
Definitely a local boy.
Yes, indeed. And you know, all the other schools in between, but a lot of time in broadcasting here in the Charleston area. So it's been fun to only have done, I guess, 3 markets, a little bit of Columbia, mostly Charleston, and some Memphis, but different markets. But the foundations of radio are the same. It's a people-oriented thing, and if you don't like people, you probably shouldn't do it. You know?
I guess it's time for me to hang up the mic, folks.
Oh, stop it! You know you love the people, but you know and I know what we're going to talk about today is a great example of doing things to serve the community and serve people, and you know, and once again, as we said earlier, I did serve as co-host of
You did?
Of Power Talk for probably at least 3 years.
Yeah.
I think. So.
Yeah, many years. So I first met Terry when, I was, I think, 2 days on the job.
Yes.
You
were new.
Yeah.
And I was fairly new.
I came to Berkeley Electric in January of 2020, and I had a few days overlap with my predecessor, Lisa Stilley,
That's right.
who she and our former CEO, Dwayne Cartwright, created Power Talk probably a decade ago. So Lisa was handing the microphone over to me on literally like my second day in the co-op, like 3 days back into South Carolina.
Wow.
And asked me on air about youth tour. And it had been 6-7 years before I even thought of youth tour because, you know, I'd worked for a co-op in Missouri and then had some time working for a university and then came to Berkeley Electric. And I stammered through some response, and then Terry and I took it from there.
That's right, and we got the plane running, and I was fairly new to Kirkman at the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, even so much Power Talk because there was a gentleman before me, rest in peace to Mr. Byrne, Ted Byrne.
Ted Byrne, yep.
And he did the show, so I was new to see this show happening, and then once again, all of a sudden it was like, well, Terry, we're going to need you to
because he
Power
died
Talk.
unexpectedly.
Yeah, it was a Thanksgiving weekend, and then so we were kind of able to evolve Power Talk together.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I as you guys got your brand new digs,
Yeah. So
because you even hosted. It was hosted at our old studio.
Yep,
Right.
it was, yeah.
So we used to have to drive from Lex Corner to West Ashley to record our shows. So that's why Terry and I were involved together. And then we were fortunate enough 3 years ago now, we moved into our new headquarters in Moncks Corner. And one of the wonderful efficiencies that we were able to include in the building was a recording studio. So we've got a little room with microphones and a video camera.
Very nice, sweet, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
So Terry made the ride over.
In a true spirit of crossover, I reversed
Yeah,
and came up to
you made
guys.
the drive up instead of us
Yeah.
making the drive down.
There we go.
Yeah. But I mean, Micah used to have to go to West Ashley to record voiceovers for any type of advertising we'd do, so you might spend half a day driving around, for a 30-second commercial. Now,
And I was
have
so
to do
good
that.
at it. I would usually get it in one take, so I was only there for like 5, maybe 10 minutes to record everything, and 45 minutes on the road. So
That's right.
we love you, Terry, but that was a long drive.
not that much.
That was a long drive,
Well,
sir.
I see the reverse, and yes, absolutely. You earned some extra time off, both of you, that the many times we've recorded on our side. But I think I like your studios just a little bit more, maybe, because I said old earlier, and it's older now,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, now Micah walks across the hall to
Yes.
record.
My commute is
anything.
much shorter.
Yeah.
So
And also, our HR team and I know engineering, they've used our studio to record voiceovers for training or storm plan, education, that sort of thing. So we've made good use of this space.
yes. And I actually cut a promo with Micah here. And we run that still to this day. So how about that?
I can tell you, it's
It's
one and done. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
and it lasts forever. Well, Terry, thank you for sharing a little bit about your background. And
Going down memory lane
yeah,
here.
going down memory
Yeah.
lane. But I mean, the other part of having somebody quote unquote new. Actually, this probably should be like gold plated.
I know.
But we always give
Signed and
our guests for who are the first time officially on
Official,
on the
yes.
podcast version
Yes.
of Power Talk.
Yes.
Their very own Power Talk mug.
Wow, look at there. That
Yeah,
is-
because for our
That's
local
awesome.
radio listeners, Power Talk airs on WJNI each Saturday. But with this new studio, we're able to triple our distribution points. So we go out on podcasting platforms, and there's a video version on our YouTube channel. So
I can't wait to watch myself
yeah, and
about
now
that?
when
This
you're
is
in the
awesome.
studio, you can always
Oh.
think of us.
because I have a cup of coffee every day
Yeah,
without fail. And on the next weekday, I will pour right in there to Power Talk.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that, a podcast from your electric cooperative probably isn't necessarily everybody's cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever, cup of whatever
Whiskey.
whiskey. It's probably what you need to listen to us for 30 minutes at a time. But I mean, like Libby said, it's just it's just another way. Everybody's, changing the way they consume media.
That's right.
So it's just another way to try to reach some folks and spread the word about some of the things that are going on in our communities. It's not just about Berkeley Electric.
Right.
We have a lot of really important partners that come on the show that talk about their nonprofits and other
Yeah.
events that are going on in the area. We've had Mayor of Goose Creek on.
Yeah.
Probably one of our more watched podcast episodes not that long ago was when the Charleston Naval Shipyard had a reunion. So we were able to help them
I
get
think
the,
I heard that episode.
so we had
Yeah.
able to help to get the word out there, and a lot of people seem to be interested. So, I mean, we try to cover all our bases here.
Well,
Yeah.
As a cooperative, and look, the co-host of me is coming out like I'm Terry. Note to self: you be quiet till they ask you.
Oh no, no! You, like I said, sir, you're the original. I'm just here to push the buttons.
But I was going to say that radio stations, once upon a time, were very much driven to give the community information and the things that you guys do.
Yeah.
You actually, kudos to Berkeley Electric for the concept of this show, because radio stations don't really even do this anymore. They do as minimal as possible, and that's why we're so excited that you guys are an extension of the JNI family through your show. Even though, because we don't have a big staff, we don't, and then the music is playing on a lot of our stations, but the opportunity to talk to different organizations and about the causes of your customer, because your customer is our customer as our customer is your customer. So the information is shared 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of going above and beyond, Berkeley Electric is once again teaming up with WJNI Gospel 106.3 and Ol Skool Hip-Hop 92.1 to give away 2 free 5,000 BTU air conditioners every week this summer to 2 lucky BEC members.
Nice.
So, for Berkeley Electric, this is just what we do, as a not-for-profit, member-owned cooperative. We're always looking for ways to engage with the community and enhance their lives in some way. We're governed by 7 cooperative principles, and Mike and I's personal favorite is the concern for community principle.
Right.
So that principle says, while focusing on members' needs, cooperatives work to develop their communities by encouraging economic development, promoting education, and advocating safe use of electricity. So that's why we're in on this air conditioning giveaway. But Terry, why is Kirkman involved?
I think you just hit the nail on the head, what we were talking about a few minutes ago. Those principles, which I've heard you say that on the program years ago. I do remember that. But radio stations are supposed to keep their FCC license serve in the public interest, convenience, and necessity. And, when you break that down and with that paragraph, it's the same thing, more or less, to serve, to better the community, to inform the community, and to serve need in the community and beat the heat. Last time I checked, it was pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, getting ready for the show, I just pulled a few facts and figures about the Charleston Tri-County area, and I mean, according to the most recent estimates, there's somewhere around 35 to 40,000 folks in our listening area that lack air conditioning. And actually, Berkeley County is probably has the highest percentage of those folks. Somewhere around 4 to 5% of folks in our area don't actually have access to air conditioning. And like you said, we live in the low country, and everybody who knows the low country knows that we're getting to that point of the year where it just wraps that warm, wet blanket around you and does not let go.
We've been fortunate because we've been going through drought conditions, and that's going to soon leave, and then that warm, wet part will come. But it's been, it's been dry and not actually been comfortable spring, but
temperature wise, but we really need.
But
the
all
rain.
of a sudden, we do.
Yeah, I mean, we depend on that rain to get a little bit of relief in terms of the temperatures, but then, like we said, then it kicks up on the humidity.
Yeah.
And then the lovely mosquitoes.
Actually,
we've been dealing with those already at the house.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to open and close the door as quickly as you can because otherwise you're greeted by a host just waiting for you outside the door.
But as you said, the percentage that you just mentioned is alarming. I didn't realize that many people, and I don't know if that's just because of maybe the rural nature of Berkeley County, which is we're losing that.
That's changing.
Yes,
rapidly.
Very fast. But the fact that there are that many people that don't have air conditioner, it's like you don't appreciate that AC until it breaks.
Yeah,
you know how that works. But it's going to be a long, hot summer, and we always felt it at Kirkman Broadcasting. Something that marries up good with our friends at Berkeley is, if we can give away a couple of units. And I noticed this years ago when we started doing this program, or I became more involved. Even in my neighborhood, I look at houses and how many houses have like a 5,000 BTU, even though they have air conditioning, just to add a little extra oomph maybe to the frog or, a part of the house that doesn't get that full conditioning, if you will. But, the fact that there are people that don't have central heating and air unit. That's alarming.
Actually, when I was a young newlywed, we lived in a house. It was a cinder block house, first house we ever rented, owned, whatever you want to call it. But all it had was a couple of window units, and even with that, it can be a struggle. So I mean, I can't imagine, what it's like making it through the summer without having any access to that.
Right.
I remember they called it the chinchilla house because apparently during World War II, somebody used to raise chinchillas in the cinder block enclosure house, whatever it was, and so they was turned into a house later on. So I mean, it wasn't built for people
Humans.
in mind. So insulation and all that kind of stuff, it was a little
A little sketchy, huh?
A little sketchy, a little lacking. So when wintertime came around and I woke up in the mornings, I had every article of clothing that I could put on, was sitting in front of a space heater, dog sitting on my feet. So
And a warm wife nearby.
oh, she was still under the blankets. So she wasn't silly enough to get out. But so like I said, I've lived through some of that and have just the slightest inkling of how it can be. So that's why we're so enthusiastic about this program and, making as much of a difference as we can for the folks here in the Lowcountry.
Yeah, and as a utility, we have a little over 300 employees, and probably 125 of those folks work outside all year long in all conditions. And, so we do a lot of heat education as part of our safety training at the cooperative, just so these folks know how to be safe in these extreme temperatures, staying hydrated, taking breaks frequently, that sort of thing. But especially our elderly are so vulnerable during the summer temperatures. So an air conditioning unit for their bedroom or for whatever room they're spending most of their day in can really be life-saving.
Oh, absolutely.
For them.
The difference maker, if you will, because like you said, a 90-year-old in a hot house, let's just call it what it is, with maybe a fan.
Yeah.
But what if they don't even have a fan there? So you open up the window to let 95 degrees in your 100 degrees, if you will. It's not a good combination. So a nice, cool AC that you could win just by participating through the program. And, like the joy of delivering those is, I'm sure we'll touch on that a little bit.
I was about to say, you're jumping ahead. Folks, if you are just now tuning in to Power Talk, we are here with the original host of the show. I'm just the alternate. I'm just been filling in for the last 4 years. Libby's been giving me my probationary period.
I think you've made it.
Okay, see if I'm, she's going to keep me around or not.
You're good.
Somebody's got to push the buttons. I don't like pushing the buttons.
Well, we are talking to Mr. Terry Bass about the Beat the Heat program during the 106 Days of Summer promotion that we have going on in conjunction with WJNI Radio and Ol Skool Hip-Hop 92.1 to give away 2 free air conditioners, window air conditioners, each week during the summer to help out our folks. And Terry, you just before mentioned the joy of delivering some of those things. So I mean, what are some of the reactions that you get when you've been able to deliver those, and sometimes life-saving ACs to folks?
Well, I think you come across as a hero. It's like, here he is, the guy with the AC. I love him. But we've done it different ways. We've had people come to receive them from our location. That's great. But I think the times where we've been able to get to people, and as an example, there was a lady near Lake Moultrie, I believe.
That's up this way.
She couldn't get to us.
That's a haul.
It's a little haul. It is.
We know. We used to.
Without the U. But we made the arrangements to go her direction.
Right.
And when we got there, she was in a mobile, a trailer home, and I think she didn't have any AC. And I probably spent a half an hour just having good conversation with her, and she lived literally right by. Matter of fact, there's a restaurant out there because I went there And I said, "Oh, I've been out here before." We had a lady that lives right by the canal or whatever, but she was just so thankful, appreciative. She was ready to literally install that before I
was going to
drove
ask,
off.
did you stay and install it for her?
I haven't graduated to that. But, maybe this
Might
this
want to bring
summer.
your toolbox with you.
We might try that. But she was just, it was awesome. And just that's one time I delivered to someone in Crowfield, and it was sort of funny because he maybe wasn't expecting me, or I don't know, because I was about to give up. I said, "Oh man, I think I'm at GPS took me here."
Right.
And
Yeah.
he knew I was coming, and eventually though he said, "Oh, you're air conditioning," and then it got real fun, and he was happy, and he had an air conditioned home, but he had a room that needed a little extra boost, and he was just tickled that he could receive that. So I think over the years, like I said earlier in radio, many things we've done, giveaways of gas, turkeys,
Right.
Bumper stickers and toys and music. But when you can take an air conditioning unit to somebody that needs it,
Oh, yeah.
that's about as good as it gets as far as serving the community.
And I joined you way back in the day when we first started the program. I know we did some out in Johns Island and some other places.
Remember,
Yep.
we delivered some units somewhere off of a main road.
Yep.
It was a little sketchy. Back. It was like, this is dirt. We're on a dirt road, Micah. Is this it?
Well, Terry, we got a lot of dirt roads in our service territory.
You do. We love dirt roads. We do. I do remember that. We took some pictures.
Yeah.
I grew up in the country, and but on Monday I joined the CEO, one of our right-of-way foresters, on rural Wamala, and we went down a long dirt road that was very well maintained. So as far as dirt roads go, it's very nice. But I was like, it's refreshing to be out in the country after everything's just being clear cut around us.
Oh yeah,
and
Right.
So it was nice to be in an largely untouched area.
Did you have like a inkling to want to go fishing or something? Like
No,
you were out in the...
I have an inkling to wash my car now, though.
Oh, you didn't see any snakes or anything like that?
No, but I was not, once again, wearing appropriate shoes. That was a theme this week, not wearing
and you weren't looking
shoes.
for, sometimes if you don't look for snakes, you won't see them, but they might be there.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of scanning for snakes. I don't like surprises, but I'm good with snakes. Just like to give them their space.
And we were talking about folks who don't have ACs, and sometimes they resort to creative ways to stay cool. Obviously we've all heard about the folks who probably had to resort to opening their refrigerator,
That's right,
their ice box or whatever, just to try to get that emergency cool relief. But years ago now, we used to do some phone banks. I don't know if they do those too much anymore. We used to go on the TV station and sit there in front of the phone bank.
You don't see that as much as you used to.
And people call in and they had energy questions. And I remember talking to one lady who she said during the summertime she would take her hose and she would go outside and she would spray down her roof and wet all the asphalt shingles to help cool her roof down, which theoretically it would work, but then, the money you're saving with that, you're probably spending on the water that you, are using, spraying all over the shingles. So, there's been lots of creative ways, and there was lots of interesting conversations with folks because, obviously, as the electric company, one of the things we're going to try to tell you to do is set your thermostat on what we consider the most efficient, setting for energy efficiency. And here in the Low Country, we recommend 78 degrees or as close to it as possible because, when we told that to the folks on the telephone, there was one lady, she goes, "Mine doesn't go above 62.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. She must be related to Libby. Now, Libby is, I think you're in reverse. Aren't you 68, 78?
I'm a 78 in the summer.
Okay.
We have gotten to where we bump it down to about 75 at night in the upstairs. Okay. But and 78, in the Low Country, a person's thermostat is about as as precious as their Bible and their sports teams, you know.
Yes.
So, you know, maybe throwing a firearm in that list, but it's in the top 3 or 4. So, you know, we know, hey, we're just helping give you information. You make your choices. 78 is the best setting for savings.
Right.
Not necessarily for your comfort. Or for the HVAC system.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. So it's not running.
For efficiency.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just for energy savings.
Yeah.
You know, 75 is probably more optimal for HVAC maintenance. But you really don't want to set it colder than 72 because you can draw in humidity problems, you know, so.
And plus, it never stops running.
Right.
That's true.
You're going to pay for that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, depending on your house, of course, you know, how well it's sealed and the duct work, and there's a whole bunch of things that go into it. But I mean, when it's 95 degrees outside and you've got it set on 70 inside, that's a pretty big difference that it's
a lot of work. And so you're putting
more strain on your AC
and causing moisture problems.
And then you can cause, you know, like you said, your AC to wear out faster. And we all know those are not cheap things when we're talking about package units, the central heating and air.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like we said, 78's what we recommend. But it is all based on comfort and what you need to do. And the other thing that you can do, if you're lucky enough to have one, is ceiling fans. Ceiling fans are great for when you're in the room.
Yeah.
We once again don't recommend you leave them on spinning while you're not in there, because actually all they do is make you feel cooler. You know, it moves the air around and on your skin, and you feel a little bit cooler.
Windshield factor.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Look at you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, if you can put it on 75, then turn your ceiling fan on, it'll actually make it feel even just a little bit cooler, and you know, you're saving money at the same time. So
yeah, definitely.
Well, Libby, you'll be proud to know that my house degree is 77.
Okay.
Never goes below 77.
You're doing good.
Okay.
We got a pop quiz for you though, since you're talking about wind chill factors and whatnot. All right, summertime. Which direction should your ceiling fan be spinning?
In the summertime, it should be spinning counterclockwise.
Oh man, get the man.
See, I couldn't even answer that. It should be spinning in the way that it blows the air down. That would be my response.
But that would be
counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Which is actually something I think that it's come up recently, that it's been a little bit more of a contentious point, because nowadays we really don't have a lot of analog clocks that have hands that go clockwise. Everything's kind of digital. So folks,
the term is almost
the term is sort of becoming antiquated and not as useful anymore.
We're going to sunset that word.
Exactly. So
counterclockwise.
Well, if you are in need of a way to help cool your home this summer, Berkeley Electric is once again teaming up with Kirkman Broadcasting, WJNI Gospel, and Ol Skool Hip-Hop to give away some 5,000 BTU window air conditioner units each week. So a few boring but important details for anybody interested. To enter to win, participants must be a member of Berkeley Electric Cooperative and be 21 years of age or older. All prizes associated with this contest have no cash value. Winners are responsible for all taxes, licenses, and fees. Prizes are non-transferable and must be used as described. But in any event, you can enter at our offices. We have 4 district offices in the Tri-County. You can enter online, and one entry is good for the whole giveaway period, because we just keep adding entries and pulling from the same box. So you can enter through July 17th, and this year's contest concludes July 20th. So be sure to check out Berkeley Electric's website or follow us on social media for more information.
Absolutely. And once you get that installed in July, you've got all of August and September to enjoy it.
And in years to come, too, hopefully.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's the old adage, time flies when you're having fun. I can't believe it's already been basically 30 minutes. It's never enough time, and we have Terry Bass in the house. So Folks,
OG factor.
Yeah,
It's OG
exactly.
factor.
Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. This is Power Talk, the official broadcast of your electric cooperative. You can catch up on past episodes on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. And as always, get a behind-the-scenes look on Berkeley Electric's YouTube channel. So until next time, this is Power Talk, signing off.